Hey, how's it going? Before we jump into the content, I just want to take a minute to thank you for stopping by the channel and checking out the content. If you like this content and you want to support more content like it, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. You can also check out the YouTube membership program and cybertrainingpro.com, where I put practice exams and other things that I couldn't put on YouTube. Again, regardless of how you support the channel and my content, I couldn't be more appreciative. Thank you so much, and let's get into the content. Welcome to this training on ISO 27001. I'm excited to have you here and to help you navigate your way through the standard. Whether you're trying to start a career working in governance, risk, and compliance, which we also call GRC, or if you're trying to advance your existing career, you'll definitely benefit from the information in this training. We're going to start out by talking about the goal of this course. From there, we're going to talk about who ISO is and briefly introduce the ISO 27001 standard. Then we'll briefly talk about some related standards that you also need to know about. And then we'll really dive into the actual standard with what you need to know about it. So what's the goal? The goal of this course is to educate students, so like you, on the ISO 27001 compliance standard and certification. This is likely your first encounter with ISO 27001, so we want to make sure that you have a strong understanding of the standard without getting focused on a specific bullet point. If you find yourself using the standard in your daily life, you're going to need to reference the actual standard and the controls that it lays out for the exact verbiage. But this course is going to give you the context that you need to successfully achieve compliance. You might also consider purchasing the full standard from ISO if you're serious about becoming a GRC expert, but it's not required for this course. ISO stands for the International Organization for Standardization, and it's essentially an organization that creates standards or compliance type requirements for a whole bunch of different things. In our context for this training, ISO creates information security and information technology standards that are globally adopted by organizations. But ISO also creates standards for things like transport, energy, and agriculture, to name a few. ISO 27001, or we also might see it called ISO/IEC 27001, is one of the best known and most popular information security compliance standards in the world. When we talk about ISO 27001, you might hear it referenced as a certification or as a standard. Both can actually be right. Often the context is used interchangeably, but the certification is something that you're actually awarded after you're audited that says you are compliant with the ISO 27001 controls. The ISO 27001 standard is most commonly recognized when we talk about something called the ISMS, or the Information Security Management System. The ISMS and ISO 27001 provide companies of any size and from all sectors of activity with guidance for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving an information security management system. If your security program conforms with or is compliant with ISO 27001, it means that your organization or business has put in place a system to manage risks related to the security of data owned or handled by the company, and that this system respects all the best practices and principles that are enshrined in the international standard. Ultimately, an ISMS seeks to preserve the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information by applying risk management and to give interested parties confidence that risks are adequately managed. It's a significant investment for a company to do information security right, so it's important that your efforts are acknowledged by your stakeholders. The standard is meant to be flexible to meet the needs of the organization, the security department, and external stakeholders such as customers or investors. Something that you need to remember as you go through your ISO 27001 journey is that by being compliant with ISO 27001 actually means that you're compliant with other standards. So things like ISO 27002, 27003, 27004, 27005, and ISO 31000. These are all interrelated standards to the ISO 27001 standard, which also should show you that if you're going to go learn this stuff and really read these different standards, it can get quite expensive because you'll have to actually buy each one of these standards. What are some misconceptions about ISO 27001? The first is that it's not a step-by-step guide. You're not going to just go get this standard and go through the steps A, B, C, D, E, F and expect to have a security program. You do need a background in order to stand up a program with the standard, but it's going to help you set the blueprint and the foundation as far as what you need to do. It's also meant to be flexible. So it's not meant to just adopt as is. It's meant to tailor to your organization. So that is so crucial when you're standing up an information security program. Not every organization is the same. In fact, no organization is the same. There's going to be differences across the board in any organization that you work in. And it's not the only way to do things. There's other standards out there that you can use. NIST, Risk Management Framework, and all kinds of other different standards that you can also adopt in combination with ISO 27001 if you want, or you could just stick to ISO 27001. It's up to you. Before we get into the rest of the course, I just want to cover a few final notes. First, remember that if you want the full standards, you need to actually go to ISO and you need to purchase them. Taking this course does not entitle you to the standards, so we're not going to provide you with the standards. Also, if you're interested in an overview or the vocabulary that's used throughout the ISMS standards, you're going to want to get the 27,000 standard. I hope you're excited to walk through the standard. I know I am, so let's do it.